Hello and welcome. This is the Gaming Evangelion. I'm Eve, and I'm going to present to you some first impressions of the closed beta. So this is the server select screen. Freak was the first one that they had. Due to popularity, they had to add some more servers, but we're probably going to stay on Frick for a while now, so let's begin. I already started the character trying to record some footage for this, which was unfortunately unusable. So we're going to create a character from scratch for the purpose of this video. So we can go through the character creation screen and you guys get a good impression what kind of options you're going to get once the game goes open beta and then release. So here you see my sorceress. Haven't really played with her. I hope that I won't get any lag because I'm playing on the North American servers. Usually on the European ones, for me the connection is better, but I can't create any new characters there to show you. So let's hope that the EOS servers treat me nicely. So here we have it. The game currently only has 5 classes. In Korea, where this game is extremely popular, they already have the Warlock as a 6th class. Let's hope that after release, soon after, that we finally get the Warlock as well. So here we have the Guardian, but let's start with the first class, which is actually the Warrior. All the classes are gender locked, which means that if you want to play a Warrior, you are always going to play as a male. And if you want to play as the Guardian or an Archer, you're unfortunately stuck with females. That sounded kind of wrong. Anyway, each of those classes has 2 different skill trees, which unlock after level 10, and I'm just going to go quickly over those to just explain. Mostly the difference between those is higher DPS or tank, at least in the case of Warrior and Guardian. And the other ones are basically damage over time or crowd effect dealers. But well, the Warrior has, like I said, first the Berserker, which has a high damage output, or the Protector, which is the classical I forgot the word, MMORPG tank. So people who like to play tanks should feel right at home. The next one is the Rogue, and the options for the Rogue are basically the Duelist, which, like it says, uses chain attacks to deal massive damage, again DPS dealer, or an Assassin, which specializes in poisons and it deals damage over time. The Guardian, it's the first Elven class. I think in this game they don't call them elves, they call them nymphs, like it says here in the title. And her options are either the Storm Guard, again more DPS focused, lots of AoE damage, mostly lightning, or the Earth Guard, which is often referred to as a secondary tank. Then we have the Sorceress, the cute class, the one who can actually have tails and ears attached. And her options are again higher DPS as a Fire Mage, or as an Ice Mage you have a lot of AoE attacks and crowd controlling abilities. So if that's your thing, you should definitely try the Sorceress. All the classes actually have a ability to evade. So even though you have kind of the click combat, you get some mobility in it, which we'll see in a little while when we actually get into the game. Here we have the last class. It's the Archer, again a nymph or an elven class. Her options are the Huntress, again damage dealer, or as a Bard. Anyone who played the Bard in Final Fantasy XIV will basically know most of the buffs that the Bard can give. At least I found them very similar after playing like Final Fantasy for 3 or 4 years. Let's see, last time I made a Guardian, but they're fun. Let's make another Guardian, shall we? So let's see, this is the character creator, as you can probably already tell. On the left side you can choose some outfits to see how they would look, and most of them are actually pretty decent. They're sexy, depending on their class. Not that revealing. Oh, I see, I have to take it back. Nice panties, by the way. But yeah, it always depends kind of on the class. Obviously, the Guardian is supposed to be like really sexy, and most of her outfits accentuate her the female form. Let's call it like that. And you have an option to see her in her undies while in character creation. As far as I know, I never tried it actually, and actually I never saw anyone running half naked through the game, but if that's more your style, you can basically I think cover your current armor with basically nothing, so that you run around in underwear. I might be incorrect, but as far as I know, you could actually run through the game like this if you so desired. And well, we have the accessories, which are again different for every class. The Guardian has her little wings, which get more elaborate the higher the level. They look nice. So and some hats, headwear of different sorts. Let's focus on the right side. So the first tab we have here is for the hair. The hair options are somewhat limited, but yeah, there are some decent hairdos available. So for a start, maybe they add some more to them. It would be nice, or maybe that they have like a hairdresser or stuff like that, where you can buy more hairstyles, which would be kind of nice. Let's see. I still think this one looks stupid. Let's stick with the last one I made. So down here you have the hair color. There are the usual ones like blonde, brown, black, red, and the more exotic ones for the more anime look of your character, if this is what you prefer. And actually you can slightly deform your character, not to the same extent as an Ion. Oh my god, does it rain out there. I'm sorry if you're hearing that. We seem to have some kind of storm in Berlin, and it's basically pouring outside, like it started a couple of minutes ago. So let's see, the next tab is the face tab. All of the faces are basically locked, so you can't change the eyes, the nose and the mouth. Basically have to take the whole package. Let's see. probably going to stuck with that one. Really like it. And yeah, we have here the skin color, and which is kind of funny or nice if you want to play as a Navi or a Smurf or whatever. Here's the option for it, for more exotic skin colors. Demon. I think my first Guardian actually was like this kind of tint, just to see how it looks, and it actually looks really great in game, even though it looks kind of freakish in here. To each his own, but this time let's give the girl a bit of tan. So this looks nice. Let's go to the eyes. Here you see basically you can't change the shape of the eyes, but you have different kind of irises that you can give to your avatar. Some are more like exotic or really unrealistic. This one actually I think doesn't have any pupils whatsoever. Let's stick with the cat-like one. Green always looks nice. So the next tab, tattoos. Those are all facial tattoos. And unfortunately, I've heard from some Let's Players and people in the beta that they wish they could basically choose where they put the tattoo. This is not the case. See, this looks okay. And here we have the body slider. This is where the comment about Smurfs and stuff, or chibis and anime characters come into play, since you basically could make your character really dwarvish, or, come on, really like, at least to a certain extent, freaky looking. I usually, when I play Guardian, I make them large, or at least, well, large. I don't think they should be this small, wispy creature. And long legs, always long legs. So I think that's about right. Let's see. How do we name you? Let's guess Evangelion. I can't type today. Evangelion would be already in use. Well, Fleeter. It's probably not used. For any of you wondering what that name is, I recently started playing Dandelion from Chariots, and it's the name of the protagonist. It's pretty funny, at least if you like that kind of game. After playing Honey Pop, I kind of got into the whole visual novel kind of style games. So here is Heejung. Let's start the game. For the purposes of this video, I would skip the introductory sequence, since I don't really want to spoil anything. The game is still in closed beta, and for those of you who actually want to experience the game like it's intended, I don't want to basically like spoil the whole thing and let the video drag on. So here's the intro video. Like I said, I'm not going to show it. There may be some guys who are showing this, but here we are. Like you can see, it's already really crowded in here. As far as I know, the game has a really warm reception. People seem to really like the game so far, and from some sources I heard that It's actually quite different than the Korean version. Like, the Korean version was basically a Korean grinder. That would actually what you would expect from the guys who made Lineage 2. But in that case, they really lowered the amount of mobs that you have to grind, and changed the balancing of the game, so it's more suitable to a Western market. And it's really have to say, I expected a Korean grinder, but that game is definitely not it, at least in the Western version, Western release of the game. So we have here the login bonuses. The first one you always get is the so-called Frigg's Blessing, which is basically like a Phoenix Down resurrection item if you fall in battle. Oh my god, I got less than 10 frames. What did I expect? Let's see how it goes. Here we have Lavinia, one of the important characters in the story. She's the one giving you the first quest, so let's accept this.
Captain
She wants us to talk to Delos. This is that nice gentleman over here. Hello.
Could you help me?
Okay. What do you want? Kill Darklith Trooper and Darklith Fighter. That could be arranged. So, like you see, one nice feature that I found lacks, maybe in some games, at least I haven't seen it, is that basically if you are too far away, like I was just now, and you push the button, like I push 1 for, what was the attack called? No, just attack. The character will actually run into proximity for the attack, so you don't have to worry for that. This is especially interesting when you have classes like the Archer, where you want to stay at a distance, and the Archer will basically run just to that proximity that she needs to perform the attack, and stay out of reach of the enemy that she's attacking. So she's not going to run to the mob like an idiot. And you can basically use this to quickly jump from mob to mob. Unfortunately, I haven't found what is it called, a way to tab through the enemies. There's one thing that annoys me. Maybe there is a way, I haven't seen it yet. So let's hope that there is one, and I'm just really stupid at figuring this out. Come on. Where is the... There it is. Come on. I'm probably just going to play up until level 7 on this server, because, like I said, changing the settings on my PC won't do me any good. I played this game for hours already on the European servers, and since I'm living currently in Germany, those are the ones that I actually should be using, but all of my characters are too high level to actually show you the ropes and how the game starts and what you should watch out for. So when I reach level 7, I'm probably going to switch to another character I did for a past recording, which didn't turn out this great, and where I misspelled her name because I wanted to call her Heejung as well, but I forgot the G. So let's see, now you have this quest for me. want me to talk to Lavinia again to grab some pants. Can do. So like I said, the game runs actually really well. If I were on the correct server, you could actually see it. I usually have like 50 to 60 FPS. It rarely drops, and if it does, it drops to like about 30. So it's a really good performance. And basically everything turned up to high. So let's see. Oh, you want me to talk to Yona? So right now the game is being published by Area Games in Berlin, since Area isn't in the US anymore. They had a big restructuring. And let's see. Okay, everything good. It's like I said, a free-to-play game. Maybe I show you guys later the cash shop. There isn't much you can see right now, except for the founders packages. But the reason I bring it up is that if you want to participate in the beta, you either have to get a key, an invitation from Area itself for the game, or you buy a so-called founders pack. Come on. And those founders packs are basically the only thing that is in I think I forgot to loot due to talking over stuff. Come on, die. Ah, there you are. In the first couple of levels you rarely have to loot anything, but for this quest I knew that you had to find a crystal. I thought that it already like dropped and I just forgot to pick it up. So let's turn that in. Like I said, you can get an instant invite to the beta when you buy those founder packs. And when we're back in camp, I just go quickly over those because I met quite a lot of people who are really surprised at some of the stuff that other people had and didn't know where to get it and how to redeem stuff. Come on.
May Odin watch over you.
Yeah, you see how fast you basically level, and this will continue to a certain degree. I mean, from 5 to 10, I think it didn't take longer than maybe an hour or two. I think really an hour, because when you get continue from here on out, they will send you to the next city, and by the end of the city, the quests that they have there, you'll basically be about level 9. So let's talk a bit about the cash shop. Right now, this is basically everything that you can get. There's a starter pack which comes, let's see, it has 15 magic lamps, which are basically mystery boxes. So you actually don't know what you can get. There could be a cosmetic item in there, or some consumables, or mounts, or pets. And this game has two kinds of pets. There are the kind of pack rats, and there are looters, which the looters, like the name suggests, they loot for you, whereas the pack rats give you a different amount of extra inventory. And you have Lavinia's Blessing, which is basically a buff that allows you to, for in this case 24 hours, take advantage of rested XP. So the game treats you basically like you always have rested XP and gives you the double amount of experience points, which is nice. I tried it once. It kind of helps with leveling, but since the areas aren't that big, you get through them really quickly, and they have always like the right quests for your level. So you're always at the right level at the location that you are, and at least in the first 15 levels, it doesn't make a huge difference, since, like I said, you're always in the area that you're supposed to be, and your level always matches. So, but it's nice. It really helps, but you don't need it. Then we have the Founder's Apparel, which is you can purchase it for every class, and there you have a special vanity item, 1 gold bar, which you can exchange for a gold coin, which equals 1,000 silver coins, 100 chaos souls. You see that they still have the mistake in here. It's not the white Tori. You get the so-called baby llama, which is a looter, a 10-slot bag, and Njord's Blessing and Edion's Blessing are basically, I think it was 4% to attack and 4% defense buff. Here in the companion pack you get a golden tiger mount, which you can keep indefinitely, because most pets and mounts have a rental time. Again, 1 gold bar, 100 chaos souls, and here in this pack you actually get the white Tori, which is the pack rat. This little like flying cat creature that follows you around. It's kind of cute, actually. And the 30-day hourglass is basically the extension for it. Again, 1 10-slot bag, Njord and Edun's Blessing, and in the dungeon voucher again, the same blessings, 100 souls, 1 gold bar, and 20 dungeon tickets, which I haven't had to use at all, since at least most of the earlier dungeons are solo dungeons and you can repeat them ad nauseum if you wish to. So there's that. And if you actually decide to buy anything of that from that, you will find here in the event tab, it will register here and you can then claim it. And all the purchases are being done through area points, which you have to buy via their website, if I remember correctly. That's enough for the cash shop. Let's see. Let's continue. Let's do 1 or 2 more quests. I'm running in the wrong direction. Oh, this is the quest where we get our first boss battle. I think the guy was called like Diamat, something like that. Guy's really a pushover, but what do you expect? It's the noob area. It introduces some new stuff, like that the guy's instance, for example.
It's very good to meet you.
Yeah. Like I said, I spent already like a couple dozen hours in the game. Tried every class on the European servers. So if you want to read those texts, be my guest. You can pause the video, but I'm not going to like waste extra time. I want to show you more of the first area before we go to Nemos, which is the second area in the, well, let's say low level questing zone. thought I forgot to take the quest, but no. There she is. We have to report to Helen. And Helen is the one who will basically port us to our first boss battle. Or instanced battle. And here she is. Come on.
Greetings.
Unlocked a new achievement.
Like you already seen, this game has achievements, and in some cases, let's open the achievement window. What was it? Was it here? Community. There it is. N. And this is how it looks. We have achievement points. I think WoW has those. I never got into WoW. Like I said, 4 years Final Fantasy and like 1 or 2 years Final 11 and some other smaller stuff. Let's see. Was it the character one that got like, yeah, you see for some achievements you will get items which will be delivered by mail. You get a little icon over there. I think we get one already when we beat that guy that's in there, so that I can show you. So let's beat the ever-loving crap out of it. What you see basically is the same effect that you get when you activate a so-called soul skill, which also should be introduced soon.
If you think this is the end, you're mistaken.
And he's dead. Damn, telephone. Wait a second. And we're back. Sorry for the little interruption. So let's hand this one in.
Remain vigilant.
Unlocked a new achievement.
And again, we leveled up, and in this case we also rescued the town of Brea. And for this we get, I think it was the anteater.
How can I help you?
What do you want? Okay. So, this one was new. Yeah, I can open this. Come on.
Unlocked a new achievement.
Why can't I? Come on. Oh, I completely forgot where we were. So yeah, this game has a special system, or one special skill that you can change between, and we should probably get to the quest soon where they explain this. And basically for every mob that you kill you get a so-called chaos soul, and before you can use those souls you have to purify them, usually in an area which you have already liberated in the story, like
It's very good
in this
to meet you.
case Brea. Okay, give me the next one. Okay, you want some wolf meat, and wait, those scraps, I think, yes, no, I can put them together. Okay, Wolfie. I'm so used to not looting that I usually forget it. Sorry. So yeah, where was I? The skill is located down here. If you click on it, I think it was right click. It shows you all the option, like the 4 skills that you could have. They're basically like buffs. The thing is that you basically charge those with the souls of the mobs that you kill.
Warp point selected.
Yeah, if you liberate an area, you can warp to that area anytime you want. You just have to, what was it called? A warp assistant. You have to talk to one, and then you get to a map screen and can select between all the warp points that you already unlocked.
I'm glad I can
So
count on
let's
you.
see. Yay, body piece. Gimme, gimme, gimme. Huh, looks nice. Okay, this one is also better than mine. Okay. So let's get my anteater. Like I said, for all the achievement stuff you will get through mail, and this is your first looter. And let's talk to this lovely lady again. Decline. Don't be surprised, this is going to happen every time. Like all the time, people will basically bother you to do that stuff. Which is actually kind of nice, because going to that purification process, and there. If you do it alone, you basically lose half of the stuff that you grinded. If you use another player, you have the added benefit that the course is 1-to-1. So for every soul you have, you get for every carrier soul you have, you get 1 purified soul. The problem is, at least I found as a founder, that in most cases people tend to not have that many souls. So if you're doing a co-op purification, for example, and you get like 100 souls and your partner has like just 20, you will only get those 20 because they don't have more. And that's a bit annoying, because you then basically have to go through everyone to try to get those souls purified. You wouldn't think that it is actually kind of a problem, but it can become one, because you can't keep those souls indefinitely. Like you see here, for right now I'm level 7, I can have up to 275 souls. And if you haven't done this whole purification thing in a while, there might come a time that you basically keep fighting and fighting and you don't get any bonuses whatsoever. So yeah, this is the quest I was talking about. It's Purify My Soul, where she actually
Whenever you need to
urges you
purify
to
souls or recharge
yeah.
To defeat an enemy. To
use the
obtain
W,
an unpurified
S,
soul.
A, and
I hate
kill
this.
monsters.
It always happens. It always happens with this quest. If you haven't gotten rid of all those down here, because the nice
Welcome
gentleman
to the
always
world
keeps
of-
talking.
The only way to
Go on,
when you want to chat,
go on. Anyway, let's do our first purification.
Unlocked a new achievement.
And you always have to do this in a town. You can't do it in the wild. So if you're out questing, that's basically the point. If you have too much, you stop earning souls, which is kind of a shame. And now let's go over to the
EOS
co-op
the
purification,
And perform
which
a co-op purification.
shouldn't be so hard to actually do. Usually you find
Soul purified.
yay, 3 ones. You always find someone who's doing basically the same quest as you. That's why the guy before asked me about if I wanted to co-op purify. And like you see, if you purify, you charge those souls. And you will see that those charges, if you equip one of those, oh, they basically, again, half. You need like 2 souls from here to have 1 charge here, 1 use basically. But in the beginning you basically don't need it. Come on, wrong window. So this is the letter where they basically send you to a town called Nemos. The town has been overrun by goblins and they need your
May
assistance.
Odin watch over you.
Yeah. So, to Nemos. Give me my llama. First, let's sell some stuff.
I love the sound of a hammer on iron.
Okay. Okay. So I would say before we go, before we go to the next town, which happens when we talk to that nice gentleman, he will give us, I think for like 5 or 4 minutes, a rental llama. We called quits for this episode, and in the next one we'll see each other in the town of Nemos and see what we can do there, because as far as I've seen, at least in the first area, Nemos is like a big deal. There you can find your marketplace, the storage, all the different professions for the first time, your jobs and stuff like that. So this is really exciting, and with a nice screen cap, and this is the greatest feature ever, like Control P gets rid of your HUD to take great screen caps. I say goodbye, good night, and I hope to see you in the next video. If you like this, please like and subscribe, and see you next time.